So I just got myself a new tool. Just gone and picked it up. By new, it's new to me, but it is definitely not new. It is a radial arm saw. Now it would be mounted on this bench, but it didn't fit in the van, so I had to pull it apart. It's a Delta 900 American radial arm saw. I'll get it out and put it together and check that it works. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't need it. It was on an auction site and I just bid on it. I was bidding on some timber and I just saw it there and it was on $80 and I bid 81 and carried on with my other auctions and then came back and saw that I'd won this. And I have no idea where I'm going to put it because I've already got a couple of table saws and a bloody compound miter saw, so I don't really need it. But I know you can do some cool things with them that you can't do with some other tools, so I'll put it all together and have a play. So this is my new radial arm saw. New, not in the just manufactured sense of the word, but new as in I've just got it. So I've always wanted a radial arm saw ever since I was a kid. My old man always had a real big bugger that you could cut, like you could pull across an entire sheet with. So I always liked them as a kid. And the opportunity came up the other day to buy one. I got it the day before the flood. It was only 80 New Zealand dollars, so around $50 US. That included this lovely stand. And it's all in pretty good condition. I haven't done too much with it yet. I've just been, makes quite a lot of dust. Just been cutting up some boards for my wall that I'm going to put through here to block out under the house there and to make a good shadow board for all my tools. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool tool. It can do all sorts of weird things, but it's not the most accurate thing in the world, and it's tricky to line things up with the blade when it's running. I'm guessing this is the original table. It's been moved around and stuff. Obviously, you've got some old cut marks on the back here. When you use it, it rips out the back of the timber quite badly. I mean, I haven't changed the blade on it. It's still the blade that came with it. I might just bog that up and then it'll recut, or I might probably put a completely new top on this to suit my needs eventually, which will include a dust extraction area here. I'll put some sort of build in an area here to catch the dust from the blade on all the different angles I might use it for. I think I'll go with the idea of putting holes in the fence. Make a new fence with holes in to suck all the dust that gets left on the workbench here. Yeah, so that's my new toy. I'm using it to build my new wall out of the poplar over there and our newly rearranged garage from the flood. Got rid of a lot of junk, gonna change it all around, tidy it all up, get it nice. This is all rubbish, flood rubbish. Yeah. Truck going past. So over this side. So I'm getting rid of this wall, as I'm sure I've said, with these tools on and extending it right along. The dryer's got to go back up on here. I pulled out a crappy bit of ply and stuff that was sitting on. It's quite wet under here, a lot of water got under from the flood. And so dragged out a bit of crap from under there, and I'll put a new vent in there to help dry everything out and keep it dry in the future. So dryer will go back on there on top of some poplar, and I'm going to put a wall up to sort of hide it as well, and that gives me a bit more space to hang tools, tidy up all these cobwebs and stuff. I might put timber oil on this wall, tidy up this crappy laundry area. So yeah, the flood has spurred me into doing a few home improvements. So anyway, what I'm doing here is I've cut some boards. I'm going to put the board top and bottom up there, dunk, dunk, attach all my verticals to it, polyurethane that, hang my tools on it. Let's get into it. Here's a quick test just to show you how radial arm saws climb up straight through the wood, pull themselves through, and so to show how you've got to control them, else they'll just run straight at you. Kids, do try this at home. I decided to put this wall up first just because of the easier access to the timber. So this will stay as poplar on both sides with polyurethane over it, some clear finish. And over here it will also have a clear finish, but on the backs of these boards and on these boards I've stuck here to attach them to, just painting them with a sealer undercoat, just for two reasons. One is to stop the smell of poplar, which to me smells a bit like mice. It's a smell that just lingers and lingers, so it's to help cover that. But more importantly is to stop moisture from soaking into the back of these boards from under the house and making them go mouldy and rot and cause other smelly problems. So anyway, it's coming along nicely. I think it's going to look good. It's going to look a lot better than it did, that's for sure. It's better. Right, time to stick up some timber. So that's coming along nicely. I'm now going to put a wall through here, just a short one, a couple of boards wide, just to help keep the dust from the saw on this side, keep this side of the bench clean. So this is where my wall is going to be, and this is where I have to make an inserted bit to fit the back of my damn saw. Just preparing for another flood. There's a cyclone heading towards Auckland. It's going to hit in about an hour's time. I'm getting fed up with water at the moment. We've had several months worth of rain in the last couple of weeks. We're potentially going to get 2 to 3 times April's rainfall today. Over it.